How did I end up here? Lying in your arms, watching city lights turn to stars.
Xenoblade. One of my favourite video game series to date, Xenoblade Chronicles is a JRPG series known for its captivating and sometimes profound storytelling. Now, of course, like many beloved RPGs and JRPGs, storytelling and gameplay is not the only thing Xenoblade excels in. It also excels in its characters. That might not make sense grammatically, but stay with me here. The Xenoblade series has many beloved characters throughout its 3 installments so far. Xenoblade Chronicles, Xenoblade Chronicles X, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. As seeing as I am a huge fan of the series, primarily because, though not limited to, its characters, you're probably wondering who my favourite characters are. Well, I hope you are anyway, because if not, that setup can be deemed as a failure, so... Nevertheless, allow me to present to you my top 5 favourite Xenoblade characters. Oh, and to be clear, there aren't any specific restrictions for this list, so with that, let's just get started already. Kicking off the list with Xenoblade's, as of the moment, only rep in Smash, Shulk was one of the main protagonists of the original Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii back in 2010. Well, 2011 for everyone outside of Japan anyway. That aside though, when it comes to Shulk, he's a fairly strong character, both in terms of, well, character, writing, and design. There were a lot of people who were in love with this good boy for his design, with his wavy blonde hair and gorgeous blue eyes. Sorry, I'm kind of a sucker for blue eyes for man and gender. Anyway, Shulk's actual character, kept simplified to avoid spoilers, somewhat, is as follows. He is strong, determined, strong-hearted, smart, kind, and somewhat quick-witted to the bone. In other words, Shulk's kind of the generic JRPG protagonist, in terms of personality. But his character writing totally makes up for that. And his English voice actor too, Adam Howden, who does a stellar job at voicing him. I'll kill you! And anyway, Shulk is the wielder of the Monado, one of, if not, the coolest looking / designed weapon I've ever seen. Sure, there are plenty of other arguably cooler looking video game weapons out there, but oftentimes these weapons tend to have a design process of make it as extravagant as possible, which is not something I necessarily have an issue with. Just sometimes less is more, and the Monado's otherwise simplistic design really strikes the right chord with me. And before you say anything, the Monado is essentially Shulk's signature weapon, so using it as a justification for why I like Shulk is a valid one. And hey, though an arguably loose reason, if it wasn't for Shulk making it into Smash 4, I probably wouldn't have had my interest peaked in the series, which led me to check out Joe Conroy's Xenoblade Chronicles LP, and then buy Xenoblade Chronicles X later on, getting me into the Xenoblade series as a result. So yeah. And speaking of Xenoblade Chronicles X, considering that Xenoblade Chronicles X was my first Xenoblade game, which I somewhat alluded to the fact just, there's probably some strong personal bias here, but isn't that what an opinion is? A personal positive / negative bias to something? Putting aside my attempt to try and justify myself there, why is Elma both Shulkable characters? Well, as shallow as it may seem, I just really like Elma a lot. There's no particular reason really. Well, that's kind of a lie actually, because I do love her design and actual characters, so allow me to talk about them briefly. So, design-wise, Elma hits all the right spots for me, whatever that can mean in this context. She has shoulder-length white hair, to be honest it looks more silver than white to me, but what do I know, with light blue eyes, again, I'm a sucker for blue eyes, and a tanned complexion. Regardless of what I may have been alluding to earlier, because I don't even know myself, I really like her design, and I feel like it works well with her red chest armor piece that she's depicted with in many forms of artwork. Character-wise, Elma is a strong, dedicated, and calculative person, often using cold logic to deal with things, and as opposed to letting her actual feelings get in the way, showing that she's an emotionally strong character. Also, in later chapters of Xenoblade Chronicles X, chapter 6 for example, it's alluded to that Elma tends to withhold otherwise crucial information, adding a layer of intrigue to her character, such as what her true motivations could be, besides to act as padding, of course. Although, while on the surface Elma may not seem like an interesting character, once you look further into things, it becomes clear that she's been written more in depth than you first thought. Oh, and she's just really pretty. Sorry, I had to get that out there somehow, and I didn't know how, so there you go. Anyway, on to number 3. Rex. My most wanted character for Smash in tandem with the next character on here, and the main protagonist of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Rex, canonically, is no older than 15, so yeah, he's quite a young one compared to everyone else in the series. He's not the youngest main character, granted. Xenoblade Chronicles X's Lyn is only 13 after all, but unlike Lyn, this actually plays into his character at points during XE2's story. Of course, it's hard to talk about the deeper aspects of Rex's character without spoiling certain story scenarios of XE2, so if you have any desire at all to play through XE2 and don't want any spoilers, then I recommend you skip to the time you see here on the screen right now. I'll give you a few seconds. See, throughout XE2, we are constantly reminded of the fact that, at the end of the day, Rex is just a kid. This is reflected in his decisions and dialogue throughout the story. Being just a kid, Rex is inexperienced, so with him having to face many of the tough decisions and scenarios he's presented with throughout XE2's story, you can expect that inexperience to show. For example, one of my favourite scenes in XE2 comes in Chapter 7, where after losing Pyra to Jill and Malice who took her in Chapter 6, at the start of Chapter 7, a cutscene plays out where Rex, now of a defeatist mindset, contrasting his usually optimistic personality, doesn't know what to do and even strongly considers just giving up until his friends are able to convince him otherwise. This is a great scene in my opinion, and it really makes me question whether most of the people complaining about Rex's character actually paid any attention to the story, or even played the game at all. Design wise, Rex is a pretty solid one. He's a salvager, so of course, his design is going to reflect that, and a sort of steampunk vibe to it, which I kinda dig, not gonna lie. Rex also receives another main story outfit later on in Chapter 7, but to keep spoilers to a minimum, all I'll say is that it's really cool, and it even fits his newly found, more determined character. Now, keeping with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, like how I alluded to them at the beginning of this entry, let's move on to number 2. I'm just gonna come out and say it, Pyra's just so sweet. I don't mean like the she's cool kind of sweet, no it wouldn't necessarily be wrong. I mean the kind-hearted, gentle, soft-spoken kind of sweet. She's cute, in other words. There are many instances throughout XE2 where you see Pyra being all sweet, and every time I watch through those cutscenes, my heart always aches because she's just too much for me. Despite that, however, should a situation arise, she's not afraid to fight if it means protecting the one she cares about. Which is a nice thing to see because it adds an extra layer to her character, instead of her just being this sweet, couldn't even hurt a fly individual. Not that there's anything wrong with that, I'm just saying. Now, design wise, she has a very nice posture. Yeah.
The tea here is lovely.
Okay, I can't really beat around the bush any longer. Her chest is massive. Now, I don't really have a problem with this. It doesn't ruin her whole character for me or anything. It's just something that you can't ignore, you know? There's been a lot of complaints about her bust size, saying it's pandering to a certain demographic or that it's fan service. But if they're the things you're focusing on, well, that's your own problem, I guess. Anyway, going back to what I was trying to say, Pyra's design is pretty cool. She's very red, I guess you could say. But it does make sense because she's a character, or blade, that specialises in fire abilities, after all, so it's only appropriate. Plus, the green accents and core crystal on her model complement the vibrant reds really well, I feel. To touch on how sweet Pyra is once more, her English voice actress, Sky Bennett, does a really good job of voicing her. Every line is delivered well, and I feel that Sky's voice does a really good job of capturing what Pyra's personality is supposed to be. Kind-hearted, and at times, doubtful of herself. So, with the penultimate entry over and done with, that can only mean one thing. Some honourable mentions, and here they are.
Oh, thank goodness. I used some special herbs and spices today. So if you said it was just the same as usual, I'd know for sure you had no sense of taste.
What?
Isel! Hogard! Garin! Damil!
Bestow the light of your life unto me!
Anyway, my name Poppy. Poppy try hard to make Master Pom proud.
If you know what you desire, you will have to show it. Not with words, but with your own strength.
First of all, and it needs to be said, poor Naya, man! To address the elephant in the room, so skip to set timestamp here. To avoid spoilers, in Chapter 7, when Rex and his crew are in Spirit Crucible Elpys, a location in Lefteria, fighting off a horde of shadowy cloaked figures called phantasms, Naya reveals herself as a flesh eater. A blade that has fused with humanoid cells, allowing them to resonate with blades of their own. To keep it short, where she resumes her blade form, and then proceeds to, well, I'll just let the cutscene play out for you.
Merely a blade. She's
Nia.
I am burdened no longer. Not by my past, not by Jin. I am finally free.
a blade. What the?
I'm no longer afraid. This is who I am, Rex. What's the point in living if I have to hide? Thank you for helping me see. I love you, Rex.
What?
Rex!
Nia, I love you too. I love you and all you guys. So, let's do this together.
Yep, this has been mean to hell and back, included by yours truly, but poor Nia, man. Despite succumbing to the same fate as Melia in the original Xenoblade Chronicles, i.e. the life in the friend zone, that scene, man, the first time I saw and heard Nia confess, I got the feels. The feels hit me hard. Of course, it didn't last long, but still. Anyway, enough of that. Nia. What can I say about her? Well, a lot actually, but I'm going to try and keep this short, so just bear with me. So, I really like Nia, not just because I feel really bad for her, thanks to that cutscene, but for legitimate reasons too, such as her design. Or designs, I suppose, and her actual character. Character-wise, Nia is both sarcastic and cynical, and if you know me personally, that's probably all I need to say. But to elaborate for those who don't, I, myself, am also rather cynical and sarcastic at times, so I personally relate to Nia on those grounds. She also has plenty of witty put-downs to many character shortcomings, some of which are absolute gold.
I've been waiting here for 3 whole days already.
3 days? Seriously? You know what? No thanks. I don't pick on idiots.
The witty put-downs are also something I relate to, though to a lesser extent because I'm a little slow with thinking of stuff sometimes. Design-wise, in her driver form, I'll be honest and say she's nothing special, so it's her blade form where she shines the most. See, I love Nia's blade form. The blade form resembles that of a kitsune, a sort of Japanese fox, and her hair extends down to her legs, styled into very low twin tails, which I think are really cute and pretty looking. Her outfit though? Oh boy, that's cool looking. Her clothing resembles a Miko outfit, a traditional Japanese attire. It consists of a white, gold and red trimmed leotard, all the while her core crystal is visible on her sternum. There's a lot to cover with Naya's blade form appearance here, honestly, but I'll say that's just really pretty looking design. I much prefer this design of Naya than I do her driver form. That's not to say her driver form is necessarily bad at all, I just prefer her blade form, that's all. Oh, and I should have mentioned it when I talked about her character, but Naya's English voice actress, Katrin Mai-Kai, sorry if I butchered that, does an absolutely fantastic job of voicing Naya. You could argue that the Welsh accent is off-putting, but I genuinely think that, much like with Pyra, the voice fits the character. And besides, Welsh Kitty's best kitty. All in all, I just really love Naya. She's fantastically written, well voiced, she has a great relatable personality, me anyway, and she has one damn good design, at least in terms of her blade form anyway. And that was the list. It felt really nice to actually talk about Xenoblade for once, because any other time it's been on the channel so far has either been in AMVs or simple gameplay videos, so to get to voice my opinion on something related to this series that I love so much just feels good, you know. Well anyway, next time I see you for a list-based video should be a little sooner than the time between this one and the previous one. Hopefully, anyway.